In the last part, we saw that the writer saw the whole cabin and he loved the place. But when he came near to the staircase, he was finding under the staircase. Did he find something strange? Let's see in this part. I looked around for a flashlight and, like he was reading my mind, the agent came over and handed one to me. Here you go, he said with a smile. I always keep one on me whenever I go into the woods. I started to descend the stairs with one hand firmly gripping the wall and the other one holding the flashlight, illuminating the steps in front of me. About 15 steps down, I made it do what I looked to be a classic dirt cellar, the kind they used to have in the old days when you needed somewhere to keep your food from spoiling if you didn't have access to a refrigerator. This dirt cellar, however, was a bit different. It looked like someone had used it as an office of some sort. There was an old desk and two big bookshelves along the walls packed with books of all sizes. What an odd place to put an office, I thought. I shined the flashlight around the small space and saw that there was an old oil lamp hanging from a hook in the ceiling. I took it down and brought it with me back up to the kitchen. I got to say, I really love this place. But I have got to ask, why the cheap price? I asked the agent. Well, to be honest, we have had this place on the market for quite some time now without any luck. I really don't know why no one else has come along sooner and swooped this beauty up. Cause as you have seen yourself, it's a beautiful and well maintained place. Hell, if I had the money myself. It really is something, I said, slowly looking around. You know what? I said after a moment. Not wanting to sound too eager, I will take it. Where do I sign? I didn't think he could possibly smile any wider than he had done this whole time. But when I said I wanted to buy the place, I swear I thought his face would crack from how wide his smile was. Right here, he said while opening his briefcase that he would been holding on to this whole time. He tossed it up on the kitchen counter and opened the clasp on either side and pulled out a stack of papers. He had the contract drawn up and ready to be signed. Sign here, there, initials there, and there. He looked almost like someone who had 9 out of 10 lottery numbers down and just waited for the jackpot number. I put down my last initials and noticed how he was breathing heavily and had started to sweat a little. There you go, he almost shouted. You are officially a cabin owner. Congratulations. Thank you very much, I said. But what about the money? Oh, there is an account number in there somewhere, he said, while pointing to my copy of the contract. Just wire us the money when you can. I trust you. Okay, yeah, I will do that as soon as I have access to the internet again. Perfect. Well, I have got to go. I have a long drive home and it really is getting dark out there, he said while he was walking toward the front door. Yeah, me as well, I said, following him. He suddenly stopped and turned around. You mean you're not staying here tonight? No, I have work tomorrow and need to get some stuff from home before I can stay the night here. I will probably drive up this weekend to get settled. Oh, I see, he said, looking almost disappointed. Well, drive safe and don't hesitate to call if you have any questions. And with that, he was out the door and within minutes driving up the dirt road again. I took one last look around. My cabin, I thought. My own cabin. I let a slight laugh out. I couldn't believe it. The sun was just about to disappear behind the trees on the far side of the lake, making the water look almost like the entire lake was ablaze. A thick mist was slowly rolling out over the waters, and even though I was inside, I could feel the coldness out there. I turned to leave when I, in the distance, could swear I heard a faint giggle. I stopped in my tracks and listened. Nothing. Must be the house, I thought. Wooden houses make all kinds of weird noises when temperatures change. I shook it off and went out through the front door, locked up, and walked over to my car to drive home. The leaves rustling and crunching beneath my feet. It was completely dark out by now, and I had to take it real easy to find my way out to the main road again, quietly reminding myself that I needed to look over that dirt road and clean it up a bit. I had been driving for about 10 minutes on the main road back, twisting and turning when I came up to a sharp right turn. The second I came around the corner, I all of a sudden saw a person step out of the woods right in front of my car. I slammed on the brakes, but it was too late. The person in front of me turned her head and looked me straight in the eye. It all went so fast, but I could clearly see that it was an old lady. She was smiling ear to ear beneath a dark hood. I closed my eyes and prepared myself for the unavoidable impact, but it never came. The car came to a screaming halt, and I slowly opened my eyes again, my heart beating like crazy. I was breathing so hard I almost passed out before I could calm myself down. I looked all around me but couldn't see anything or anyone outside. I loosened my seat belt and got out of the car to see where the old lady had gone. My God, is she under the car? There was no one, nothing. I was sure she had been there just seconds ago. I could still see her old creepy face in front of me. Had I fallen asleep? I turned my warning signals on and walked back the way I had come. But there were no signs of anyone. All I could see were the black tire tracks on the pavements and the smell of burnt rubber mixed in with the smells of the forest. The wind was picking up, crashing and tearing the huge trees from one side to another, branches cracking and breaking in the wind. In the distance, I heard a lone owl howl. After looking around for a while, I, without finding any evidence for an old lady or any other person for that matter, got back to my car and drove all the way home, the rest of the way being uneventful. The writer couldn't find the old lady. She disappeared suddenly. Was she a ghost? What do you think? Let us see in the next part.